Hello and welcome to this trigonometry class. This is a hopefully quick introduction to how to navigate in this class. And let's get started. This is how it looks like when you first get into this trigonometry class on Blackboard. And the announcements would be open right away. And scroll a little bit down. There are a few announcements already posted, and go from the bottom up. This is the most important one here, that you're supposed to go to the start here and look thoroughly at the syllabus and course right. We'll do that in just a moment. They explain and so on, and then you have to send that course right document to me and get at least 15 points, and then certain starting out assignments will open for you and you can really start the class. But I need that first so that I know that you understand what the course is about. There are usually a couple more announcements posted right away, even long before the class starts. I like to open my class, make it available early if possible. Don't have to do that, and you don't have to start early. I just like to do that. Anyway, so you're something about proctor sites, and then here what I like people to do as they start the class. Again, these announcements may be early open as well. All right, so let's go to start here. So here is the syllabus, and I open it and I will show you in just a moment. And then there is this course right document, and then there are some other things like taking tests and exams and some information about myself, and there are my kids. A little outdated though. Alright, let's look at the course right document just relatively quickly. I don't make this recording too long here. So here is what you have to send to me. You have to read through the syllabus. These things that you see crossed out here may be crossed out or maybe have to fill it in depending on which semester I teach this in. So here, read through the syllabus, then fill out these colored blanks here, technical proficiency, and then Blackboard, and then a few more questions be prepared, and then some additional questions. I want to say it should take up to an hour to fill this out. Here I want to just focus in how to work with this class on Blackboard. So how many content areas are on the upper left? What are the first two announcements about? Well, hey, this one we can fill in already. This is about go to the start here. And then there was something about the proctor information, and I guess then there was a third in this particular recording about what to do when the class starts. Which items do you find when clicking on start here content area? Well, this is what we found: the syllabus and the course right document, and I think there was something about exams as well. I think it was instructions. So that's basically how you have to fill in this course right document, and that way by you sending it to me, I make sure that you understand what the course is about, and I'm confident that you can succeed as far as the structure of the course is concerned. All right, let me show you the syllabus here also relatively quickly. So typical syllabus, the way it looks like, contact information and so on. I just want to scroll down to a couple of areas. Here's one of them. So this depends on the semester. Points may change from one semester to the other, but here you can see these are the assignments. This course right document actually gives you some points, gets you some points. Suggested homework problems, you actually don't hand them in, but they're still advised that you do that, and that's why it says suggested. And then these are the assignments: pre-unit assignments, homework assignments. Pre-unit assignments, of course, means do that as you start with a certain chapter, and then homework assignments as you're done. Then there are projects, and again I will talk about all of these here in just a little while. Practice tests, which really do mimic the proctored exams, and the proctored exams, and then the proctored final exams, and then here's the point distribution. The other thing I want to show here, besides that here's the textbook information, is that for a particular semester, these would be the assignments. So this is kind of like gives you the due dates here. I do this recording at the beginning of summer semester, so if you take this class in the fall or in the spring, then of course these dates would look different. But notice over here where it says, so on May 30th, for example, pre-unit assignment 1 is due, and then a week later, homework 1 is due, proctored exam 1 is due, practice test 1 is due, and 2 projects are due. So they kind of mimic each other here. All right, let's go over here. So start here. That's what I just covered. And here they are again. Per-unit assignments, homework, projects, practice tests, proctored exams, and then I have lectures in between, and I'll access one after the other. So, per-unit assignments. So here they are. This is what you have to do at the beginning of a chapter. Notice that the first 2 are missing, and I do that throughout for homework and tests and exams, that you have to hand that course write document to me in first, and then all these chapter 1, chapter 2 assignments will become available to you. So at this point, as I like you to look at examples, we're going to look at per-unit assignment 3, homework 3, and so on. So let me just click on this one here. And then here's an important one. This one here that says this test can be saved and resumed later. That will happen for the per-unit assignments, it will happen for the homeworks, it will happen for the practice tests, that you just open them and you start working on them, and then you can come back at a later time and continue working, and then at a later time you're going to submit them. That is of course not the case for proctored exams. And so this is how a per-unit assignment looks like. You have to work through the book and answer these questions as you start out a chapter. That pretty much was it on the per-unit assignments. On the lectures, so same deal here. I start with chapter 3, but 1 and 2 will become available once you hand that course write document to me. And then there's just a disclaimer on how I did the lectures and so on. And then here, this is from the publisher, that if you don't have the book just yet as you start the class, and of course I like you really to have the book definitely ordered and hopefully received by the time the class starts. But if you don't, then the first chapter is actually posted here, even though it's a previous edition, but it's relatively close. And then you click on a folder here, and then this is what I have done here. First, there is an item where this one here is a lecture script, and I do that for every chapter, and each lecture script is in the neighborhood of like 20 pages long, 15 to 20 pages, a little bit of lecture, and then problem solving. And where it says here recordings, well, this is where I recorded my lectures first in Illuminate Live, and then I posted them on YouTube. So I'm going to click on this one here, and I'll open here on YouTube, and you can see that here KPC Trigonometry Chapter 3, and then you can look at these lectures here and the problems that I worked out, and another lecture and another problem section, and so on. All right, then let's go to homework. Again, 1 and 2 will be released once I have received that course write document. And then here's the homework assignment. Again, the same thing as it said there. This test can be saved or resumed later. In this case, it's not a test. That's just what Blackboard calls it. This is the homework assignment, and you have to work through certain things here as far as the homework is concerned. And I'm going to skip projects here for just a moment. Tests and exams. Again, the same thing. A few disclaimers on the proctor side and how to take tests and exams, and then a few for practice tests. Again, it says here that you can access the practice test several times, and of course the proctored exam, well, you have to do it while you take the proctored exam and then finish it in one setting. And then again, here's the practice test. I cannot access the proctored exam at this point. Well, I'll show you in just a moment. And so here's the practice test. Usually quite a few multiple choice questions. Oh, I guess here are a couple of fill in the blank questions, but usually a lot of multiple choice questions, and it really mimics the proctored exam, so that when you get to the proctored exam that you really don't get a big surprise. It totally looks different. That's why I do the practice test, so that you're familiar with how the proctored exam looks really similar to the practice test. If I do click on the proctored exam, this one here, then I will get this one here. Guess this one here, it says that same disclaimer again, but I believe I only put that in that if, as you're at the proctor side, you accidentally get kicked out because something happens to the computer, that the proctor can let you back in right away. But it's not meant as that you get back to it 5 hours later. Okay, so anyway, let me click begin, and I do get a password request that only the proctor has. So at this point, I'm not going to do that. Alright, so practice test, proctored exams. Here's also the practice final test and the proctored final exam. Okay, back to the projects. Again, a couple of disclaimers on the top, and then there are certain projects here: index of refraction, proof of Pythagorean theorem, height of flagpole. Some of these you may see in the book, others I made up and put them with the chapters that they should go with. For example, width of the Kenai River, and then it talks about, there was a photo somewhere posted as well, respectively a recording, and then it talks about, well, determine the width of the Kenai River. And each of these projects is designed to last about an hour, so if don't take extraordinary amount of time on trying to figure out these projects. If you get stuck, let me know, contact me. Okay, let's see. Discussion board. And this here is for class business. This one here is introductions for students to post. This one here, students post their homework exercises, and then trigonometry questions. When you see 4 entries here, that's from a previous semester, but you may still, of course, look at them and see what students asked. On students post homework exercises, that's actually on the homework. Part of that is that you go through an exercise in the book and you post your solution to it right here as a comment. You'll see how that works out through the semester. And that's pretty much how the class looks like. I know there are a couple more here. Email, you can email me, you can email other students, or use your regular alaska.edu email. And then my grades, I cannot click on this one here. I'm the instructor. I don't have a grade book of my own. I see a student's grade book, but you would click on there and you would see your own grades as they're being posted. And that's pretty much the introduction that I wanted to show for this class.